Bean Crew, it's a Mondolicious day, it's a stonery day, it's a dabby-licious, getting down and funky with it day, so I thought I'd spout off some gossip. The hot gossip with Brentley G today is that you're going to find that I am down to 469 pounds. I've been over 100 for a while. You saw when I hit the 475, and then you saw when I hit 471. I was stuck on 471 for quite a friggin' while, and that was the whole thing. That was the situation, you know. But I spent so long there, like it was 9 days I was stuck at 471, and you know, I always have these blocks, these boundaries at like every single time we hit a zero, you know, and it always feels like I get stuck there, I get trapped, you know, and you know, I had that at 480, I had that at 490, I had that at 500. Every time I get to a new set of 10, I'm just like, hey, yeah, come on, gotta work hard, we're gonna get there. And we always think you're gonna get there, and then like it catches you by surprise, pushes you back up to 472, and then you're like, what am I gonna tell my audience? And it's like, well, sometimes you gotta bite the bullet and tell them that you went back up, but also, you know, you don't want to tell people right away every time you fail, because it's like, you know, it seems like this guy's always failing, right? But then it's like, oh, no. But I keep a positive mind. I keep going. I keep working at it. You know, I never give up. Because, you know, I know that I have the rest of my life to keep working on weight loss and fitness and stuff. And just because I fail one day doesn't mean I'm going to fail tomorrow or the next day or the next day. And I just have faith in myself. And I keep on believing, and I keep on having hope, and keep on going and working towards the future. Working towards the future where I can be happy, where I can be proud of myself. And I feel like that's what's important. I feel like as long as you're trending forward, trending to the place where you want to be, you know, for me that's going down, you know. So like if I'm like, I had a bad while there where I was like going up, but I figured like as long as I was like trending down, you know, like for example, for a while, like I got involved with this woman for a while who kind of distracted me from the weight loss journey. And I know what you guys are going to say. You're going to say, oh, don't let the women distract you, Brentley. Don't let... but yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, I ended up going back up 8 pounds from that. And that was a while ago. That was a month ago, I think, by now. But yeah, went up 8 pounds from that. And I just held with it, just kept with it, just kept trying, and then eventually that thing with her ended, and yeah, I got back on track. And you know, just because you're distracted doesn't mean that you should, you know, give up altogether. You know, like I wasn't going whole ham, I wasn't like eating like a pig, you know, getting back on the laptop, I wasn't allowing myself back to fall back into old patterns, you know. And that's a really important thing when you're like losing weight and you're just like on a big journey like me. Like I'm a huge guy. I started out 575 pounds, and that's a hard thing to deal with when you're this big. You know, it's gonna be a multi-year journey that I'm going on. So, you know, I can't hold myself 100% accountable 100% of the time. You know, sometimes you're gonna make a mistake. Sometimes you're gonna goof up for a week or two. Sometimes you're gonna have a rough go of it, because in the grand scheme of things, you are spending years and years trying to do something that most people don't accomplish in their entire lives. There are people in their 40s who still haven't like done what I've done, you know. I'm down over 100 pounds, and that's an incredible achievement. Like I know, like most of the cast of The Biggest Loser in every season are older than me, you know. And I feel like it's important to, you know, not get so caught up in being absolutely perfect all the time. Because there's going to be times when it gets too hard, when there's like moments where you want to participate in activities that will cause you to gain weight. There's going to be moments when it gets too hard, and you just got to believe in yourself. And I'm going in circles again. But like, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about some other gossip. You know, I've been walking backwards the last 3 days. You know, I did it today, did it yesterday, and I did it the day before because of knees over toes. And you can see all about that on Instagram. I've been talking about that. Knees over toes on YouTube. He says that for beginners to start getting to where he is, you know, it takes a lot of work, but he recommended that you walk backwards for 10 minutes every day. And I've been doing that, and I've found like marked difference, like some incredible amount of difference in, you know, like the size of my thighs and the size of my calves. Like you can go to my Instagram, you can check it out. Like I got some real definition in my thighs, I mean my calves, and like my thighs, they're huge. Like I don't know if you can see them on camera, but like here, you can probably see these. I can put my legs up way higher than I could before, and like not because of that, but like because of working out. You know, I've been working out for over a year, building a lot of strength in my legs, and I find that oh right, earlier before I did the journey, like I remember standing at my grandfather's funeral, and having it be like really difficult to stand for the entire duration of the funeral because I was like, oh my god. I was just so heavy and like my legs weren't strong enough to hold me, but now I stand up for like hours at a time, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm just here, and I'm doing fine, you know. I'm standing right now, and I'm standing for the entire duration of this video, and I'm not out of breath, I'm not struggling, my thighs aren't aching, you know. And that shows a real difference, because you know, when you lose weight and when you build muscle in your legs, you see these differences that change the way you live your life. Like before I did the weight loss journey, I was so heavy that like walking around Walmart was too hard for me. You know, like I would get back to my car from walking around Walmart and I would be like agonizing. And then by the time I got home, I would just want to lay in bed, and that would be it. That was all I did for the day. You know, it was a real bad scene, you know? And I've watched other people, you know, go through similar things. Like, I watched my mom be fat her whole life. I watched a lot of people just get so friggin' fat that they just can't do stuff anymore. And that just is heartbreaking to see a person 40, 50 years old not being able to live their life, not being able to be truly happy with themselves and the way they look and the things that they can do to the degree. It's just sad to see, sad to think about, and I don't want to end up like that. So making this choice to make an ultimate lifestyle change, to better myself on a permanent basis. And you know, weight loss, it's not something you do for a few weeks and then you're done. It's something that you change about yourself. It's like an internal thing that needs to shift inside your brain. And I find I've been making moves like that, like switching up to a different piece of gossip. The whole thing with the no laptop, that's increased to another degree, you know? I started out not going on YouTube as much, and you know, maybe using just one tab on Google Chrome at a time. And that was good for a while, but then I stopped going on the laptop altogether, and I got really, really more like awake in my mind type of thing, you know? And I was able to focus more on what I needed to do in a day, and I was able to get more done, and I had more time. And I didn't realize how many hours there are in a day, and how easy it is to just get things done. So I have time to work out, I have time to practice French, I have time to do all that, and then it's increased again, because over the past 12 days, I stopped going on TikTok, and TikTok, that was a hard thing to lose because I got originally famous on TikTok. That was the big thing that started bringing in followers. So, you know, I deleted the app, and because I realized, I went on my digital well-being section on my phone, and I realized I was spending 8 hours a day on TikTok. I mean, who has 8 hours a day to spend just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and looking at comments? And I was like, fine, I'm gone. So I deleted TikTok, and now I have so many hours, and I'm doing all sorts of new things. I dug out my old French flashcards, and I'm doing that in addition to the Duolingo I was already doing. And now I'm spending time doing like walking backwards. Like I told you about the walking backwards thing already. And I'm going out and I'm having conversations with people. And I'm going to the gym more. I'm going to the gym twice a day now. I mean, and it's not even because I'm on a regimen where I am purposefully spending more time in the gym. I'm just like, hey, there's so many hours in the day that I just want to be out. I want to be doing something, you know. I don't want to be just sitting here staring at like a screen, you know. And I find that's been a huge difference. And I feel like my brain is clearer. Like I have more eye, you know? Like my field of vision is outward and my brain isn't so numb. You know, it felt like there was rock candy in my brain and I was having a hard time just to like think clearly. But now I'm like experiencing the world the way I experienced it when I was younger. And I'm getting outside more, you know, now that the screens are gone and I'm not like so addicted to it. Because like when I was addicted to the laptop, I was so like focused in on it, you know, that it just felt like the laptop was all I wanted to do. So when I would go outside, I wouldn't feel the hug of the sun, you know? Like, you know, when you're young, or maybe even now, when you would go outside and it felt like the sun was hugging you, and like you were like, oh, great, it's the sun. I love the sun. And, you know, I got to a point where I was so addicted to the laptop, I would go out and I would see the sun and I would be like, oh, oh, what's it doing up there? But like now I'm going out and I'm feeling the sun and I'm like, it's nice again. It's just like the hugs from the sun when I was a teenager, you know? And it's just a real part of me that I feel like I lost. And I'm enjoying nature again. Went for a walk through the woods with Jeffrey a little while ago. And yesterday I went for a walk around the poop lake. You guys remember the poop lake from a little while ago. And yeah, that was great too. That was really really great. And yeah, it's just, I've been making small adjustments over the past year and a half to like slowly make myself better and better, make my life better, make everything better. And I have these plans of things I want to do in the future and ways I want to live my life. Like before I started losing weight, before I started having faith in myself, I thought I was going to be a basement-dwelling loser who didn't do anything with his life and died as an obese mess in a bed, you know, like one of those people that needs to be taken out of the house on a crane. And that was disheartening, that was depressing, but I had already submitted to it. And now I'm like with these slow changes and these improvements to my life, at this change of thoughts in my head, you know, I find myself inspired. Like I am myself inspiring myself to go out there and be a person again. You know, when I was a teenager, I had a rich and wild social life. I had multiple groups of friends. I was doing so many great things, and I loved every moment of life. And now I'm getting back to that. I'm experiencing that again. I'm going out and I'm talking to people. I'm inviting old friends that I haven't seen in years, in decades sometimes, to like come hang out with me, come spend time like out in the woods, out by lakes and water, and like have these fun activities. And it's this great experience of reinvigorating yourself, re-energizing your life, and you know, disconnecting from the internet in that way. I still read your guys' comments. Every single comment that comes in, I read it, and I don't always reply, but I love doing that. But honestly, the internet, like endlessly scrolling on Twitter, Instagram, like all these different websites, I can't do it anymore. I couldn't keep living that life. So breaking away from that was honestly a really great decision, and I'm so happy. Like, I'm trying to put into words on how I could make you understand that life gets so much better when you disconnect from the internet and start having faith in yourself and start finding the joys in reality again. You know, everybody thinks that you're going to find joy and community on the internet because it's the whole world just like in your bedroom, but it's not. It's something completely separate and different. And the moment you realize that the internet is an illusion, nobody actually feels the way they feel on the internet. And to switch up the gossip again, nobody feels that way. You know, the internet makes people angry because you're so disconnected from each other physically that there's no real punishment for just spouting bullshit, you know? And there's no reason to hide like this weird opinions that you just make up in the moment. But when you actually, like, when a severely conservative person comes up and talks to a trans person, they're not actually going to say the stuff they say on the internet to them. No, they're going to put on a fake smile and they're going to be like, oh yeah, sure, I can call you she. You know, that's not a problem for me. And when a queer person comes up and starts talking to a severely conservative person, they're going to put on a fake smile and be like, oh, that opinion's a little gross, but yeah, but you know, it's awkward because you know that you can get punched in reality. When you're in reality, people have a reason to be nicer to each other. And when you get out there and you start experiencing those social things again, you kind of realize, hey, everybody's not that different. Everybody is just a human trying to make their way in the world, trying to find love, trying to be friends, and just enjoy spending time with each other. And that's the thing. We're all just people. We're all just people who want to better our lives, who want to be happy, and you got to remember that. And once you get out there into the world and start talking to people again, I'm sure you're going to find that too. I mean, I know I have. The world is a lot more wonderful than internet people give it credit for, and you got to go out and see it, you know? Got to go out and see it for yourself. Anyway, I have a Cameo if you want to check that out. I'm Brentley G007 on Cameo, and if you don't know what Cameo is, it's a website where they have all sorts of celebrities and famous people on there. I'm on there too, and you can get a personalized video made of us, saying whatever you want, One time I had a man asked me to wish his 80-year-old grandmother a happy birthday, and that was an interesting thing. It was all very improvisational. I went on for about a minute about all the cool things you can do with 80 years of life, and also I've had some weird stuff, like one person asked me to explain to them how to have sex good, and I'm usually a pretty wholesome and clean content creator, so that was a really difficult thing to do without, vulgar language, but yeah, I figured it out. And mostly it's just people asking me to wish them a happy birthday or to inspire them to hit a new PR, and I'm happy to do that any day of the week. So come check me out on Cameo. There's a lot of great stuff on there, so yeah. Have a nice day, Bean Crew.